and the media pressure us to dress and like and look a certain way.
Yeah.
Also,
There is something under there.
Okay. You're right here.
all uniforms help eliminate these problems. All students look similar. There are no distractions.
Okay, that's good. So tell me what this paragraph is about. Okay, so you're telling me that this entire paragraph is about wearing uniforms. Okay. So how does this sentence work into it? Midriff shirts, halters, and miniskirts. How does that work into a uniform? Does it work into a uniform? When you think of uniforms, what do you think of?
Slacks and a collar shirt.
Okay, so does that work with that? So is this paragraph really about uniforms, or is it about something else that includes uniforms?
What kids wear?
What kids wear. That would be really good. So your first sentence here says uniforms allow students to concentrate on learning instead of what they're wearing. Is this entire paragraph about uniforms and what they wear?
No.
It's more about what he just said, right? So what you want to do is you want to find a sentence in here that actually talks the way he just said. Okay? So look at one of these. Look at like the first 3 or 4 and tell me, are there any of these?
What?
There are many styles of clothing, some appropriate for school and others not. Okay, so if you go with that one, what would be the next logical step? You're just setting it up. So you're going to tell me, based on this, you're telling me that this paragraph is going to be about what kids are going to wear. Okay? So what would be the next one you would pick?
That one. Midriff shirts.
Okay. All right, you can try it. Let's see if it works. Good. So midriff shirts, halters, and miniskirts are advertised everywhere. Do we have any others? Does anything go? Are there any sentences that go with what you just put up
Some
there?
students want to fit in. It'd be cool.
They want to wear this type of clothing. Okay, so if you do that, now what about these other ones? Where should this one go? Peers in the media pressure us to dress and act a certain way. Do you think it goes there? Okay, to look a certain way. Okay, let me ask you a quick question. Your second sentence and your fourth sentence both talk about the media of some sort, because you talk about advertising, you talk about media. Should those be separated or should they still stay together?
Stay together.
Okay, now read the second and the third sentence and tell me how those fit together.
Switch them.
I think that would be a good idea, sure. And why did you switch it?
Because that.
This one makes more sense to go before than after.
It does. It's more of a before and after. You're absolutely right. Because what it does here is it talks about how they're pressured, and then they tell you how they're pressured. Good. Okay, so now what I want you guys to do is you have some students want to fit in, be cool. They want to wear this type of clothing. Does this go like? I want you to look at the last of these sentences and see if you can fix them and make them make sure they're in the right order. Okay. Let's see what you guys are. Okay, while working in Chancellor Generation may astonish you. They also live for more in this way to tell what the world what the relationship is. I don't think the love so okay, that is actually pretty good. You got a couple out of 4 to go. This is the correct one. This is the correct one. So that's good. My next one would be okay, so they say different aspects of the older generation and they astonish you. I can see why you put this one as here. It's
Yeah.
Miss Hill? Oh no, she's working with someone else.
what country most women want to their spouses. Now, if you're going to do that, this has to keep them down. Because it doesn't, why am I moving forward? Exactly. Okay, read that one and see if you guys you can see how this one works a little different. Okay?
This is our topic sentence right here. We gotta find something that's like that's the same as this, but like different. Yeah. Let's see.
Money does not buy happiness, and neither does pride. Pride is most
Desirable. This is thing in the entire world that makes sense.
No, not at all.
What's this one? If we ignore our homes and eventually the world could be happier. Doesn't say anything about this. Neither the house.
If someone is accused of being happiness, we should fire
One of these cannot be in the sentence.
I think it's this one.
So let's try this one.
Why is it that someone
What about this one? What does this one say? If we ignore it, this doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even say anything about homes or something.
I came by and I was like, why am I here? I just signed
But it also says if we ignore it, the world could be happier.
Oh, this is, I'm here in school, right? We're here. Is it all day?
Drop your pencil.
Okay. So that's
Can you drop a sentence?
Yep. This can't pick it up. Contention never was happiness. Neither was pride. This sounds like a rhythm, like a poem, like a rhyme poem.
It does actually. That's why we're so confusing.
go backwards.
Why is that if someone accuses us of being polite outcasts, we must shoot their fire back at them, even this was what defines us. This?
Okay, you just switch, then you have.
This is
You have to like think outside the box. Okay, money does not buy happiness, and neither does pride. Doesn't say anything in either one of these about money.
It just has to say something about pride because pride has the most words in it. So this one cannot make sense because it doesn't
Pride
have
is the
any.
most sustainable thing in the entire world. If we ignore it, eventually the world could be happier. Temptation never happens in pride or weaknesses. This together makes sense. Read that.
Pride is the most desirable thing in the entire world. If we ignore it, our homes and eventually the world could be happier. Contention never was happiness, neither was pride or wickedness. Okay, that makes sense. So let's try this one. Probably won't make sense. Read it. You read it.
Money does not buy happiness, and neither does pride. Pride is the most deserving thing in the entire world. If we ignore our homes and eventually the world will be happier. Content will never happiness, neither does pride or what's pride.
And then this end. Okay, let's try to read it. Money does not buy happiness, and neither does pride. Pride is the most desirable thing in the entire world. If we ignore it, our homes and eventually the world could be happier. Contention never was happiness, neither was pride or wickedness. Why is it that if someone accuses us of being a quiet outcast, we must shoot their fire back at them, even if this what defines us? That sounds great, doesn't it? So this one. So are we done now?
We can raise our hand and see. This way.
You're right. So,
Crap, my pencil.
plastic one? Okay. right now you're telling me that this is about money plays a big part in the clothing that you wear, okay? So all of the sentences have to go with about being able to afford the clothes. So when you are organizing it, you should pick all of the like sentences. So put all the like sentences together. You're talking about how clothes are unaffordable, right? You have one sentence about uniforms, and then the rest of them are all about what kids wear and how we can't afford them. So how should you structure those sentences? Should this just be stuck in the middle, or should you keep like together?
Like together.
Okay, so what I want you to do now is I want you to structure these sentences together.
Yes.
You can go ahead and try it. We'll see what happens. So you got another sentence there that you need to do something with. It either goes underneath uniforms or on top of uniforms. Okay? Okay, let's read it. Money also plays a big part in the clothing we wear. Students are ridiculed because they can't afford in clothing. Not all styles are affordable. Some may feel pressure to steal to get the right clothing. Although uniforms are initially expensive, they can be worn for years. So this is correct and this is correct. These right here, you have maybe just a little bit of a, do you see how it was kind of jerky a little bit? Maybe if you switched.
These two.
Okay, let's see how that works. Not all styles are affordable. Students are ridiculed because they can't afford in clothing. Some even feel pressure to steal to get the right clothing. Does that seem to make a logical sense to you? Oh, no?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, can you tell me why it makes sense to you? I'm not telling you you're right or you're wrong. I just want you to be unsure about what you're saying. Look at your second sentence. You say not all styles are affordable. Okay? So now you're going to talk about how things aren't affordable. Can you talk about students? Are sentence 3 and 4 correct? Students are ridiculed because they can't afford it, and some may even feel pressured to steal.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it flows better, right?
Yeah.
What do you think, Kobe?
Yeah.
It just hurts your head, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. It is correct at this point.
Okay.
You did it correctly this time. What was the most difficult thing for you?
All of it.
Oh.
Can you be specific? I'm trying to make sure I understand.
Finding the first sentence.
Writing the first sentence?
Uh-huh.
Okay. When you read it like this, does it make more sense what the paragraph is about?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Hey. We have to get a different.
Teaching you an info.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, think about what this says. In almost no time at all, a previously impossible hierarchy has been established. No, it's okay. Go ahead. Okay, listen to what it says. Oddly enough, the solution to this disastrous situation was to bring more male interruptions to the park. In almost no time at all, a previously hierarchy had been established and worked with males all right. This time, however, as of yet, no right ones. I'm going to tell you right now that you've got two.
Are you serious?
Your first sentence is good.
Oh, this just messes the whole paragraph up. 10 sentences. What does it say?
It says.
Some clothing contains logos. That, I know exactly where that goes.
That was good.
No.
They're going to bring more guys in.
That goes somewhere around.
Where's the, in most schools systems, however, it is not allowed.
Okay, so in almost no time at all, previously possible hierarchy had been established and worked with males all right in place. As of yet, nobody died. What do you think? That is correct. That is exactly correct.
So we have 10 sentences.
You figured out? All right, good. Coming to you.
There was another one in there.
And now does it make sense?
Yes. I think.
And that is correct. It's always helpful when you get all the right tools, right, guys? Yes. Very good. Why? How did you know that there was something missing? That's a pretty big skill to realize that there was something missing.
I've seen it.
You just saw it sitting in there.
Yeah.
You didn't think to yourself, "Oh my gosh, this
No,
doesn't
but
make
as
sense."
soon as I read it, I knew where it went.
Okay. All right. Good job. I'm gonna go out and check on the kids out in the hall.
In some school systems, how it's not allowed. I thought that made no sense at all. So. No.
You did. What is this? No, you don't get to do extra. You don't get to have extras. There aren't extra ones sitting there, silly. No, no. That is your topic. So the question should be right here. No.
It should be below it.
Why should it be below it?
Because it's a question. It's a ghost topic sentence. I mean, yeah, it's a question.
Because typically we don't have topic sentences or questions in topic sentences, right? So is that where you want it? I thought Tyler said to move it down to the other question.
Right here.
So you have money does not buy happiness, neither does pride. Pride's the most desirable thing in the entire world. If we ignore it and our homes, eventually the world will be happier. Why is this a better organization?
It makes more sense to put it in that.
Can you give me an example of what makes more sense? You're right. I just want to know why.
It says something about pride and money does not buy happiness or pride.
Okay.
It says something about the pride. Pride is the most desirable thing in the entire world.
Okay. Good. Okay.